Hi friends! Welcome back to week 10 of the Summer Activity Club. It's so great to be together again this week. I'm Rebecca, and my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Children, Youth, and Family Director at St. Paul Lutheran Church in Missoula. And every week from now through the end of August, which isn't that far away, I'll see you right here for these videos each week. And in addition to these videos, you can always find all of our activities for that week on the St. Paul website or the St. Paul app. Now, did you notice that I introduced myself a little bit differently this week? I told you my name and my pronouns. Now, maybe you've heard some people introduce themselves like this before. Maybe you've even introduced yourself like this before. And maybe you're wondering what in the world a pronoun even is. Well, we're going to talk all about pronouns this week and why they matter when we talk about people and when we talk about God. So what are pronouns anyway? It's simple. Pronouns are words that we use to talk about people when we don't say their actual names. Pronouns are also a way to tell people about your gender. For example, if my phone was ringing, you might say, Rebecca's phone is ringing. Or, because you know that I use she, her, her pronouns, you might say, her phone is ringing. So in that example, you called me her instead of Rebecca. Or let's say that you wanted to tell me that your dad loves tacos. You could say, my dad loves tacos. Or, he loves tacos. The pronoun in that example is he. Instead of saying my dad, you said he. We use she, her, hers pronouns and he, him, his pronouns pretty often when we talk. But did you know that there are other pronouns too? Pronouns that aren't she, her, hers, or he, him, his are called non-binary pronouns. Oh geez, another big word, non-binary. What does it mean? Well, let's break it down. The first part of that word is non. And non just means not. And the second part of that word is binary. Binary means something with two parts. And sometimes people talk about gender as binary. You're either a boy or a girl, male or female. But actually, gender is way bigger than just male and female. So anyway, when we break the word non-binary down, it just means not something with two parts. So if someone is non-binary, then their gender can't be labeled with just those two boxes, boy or girl. Using non-binary pronouns when we talk about people who don't feel like they fit into those boxes, just a boy or just a girl, it's a way to show them that we love and respect them for exactly who they are. So they, them, theirs are common non-binary pronouns. Can you say those pronouns with me? They, them, theirs. So let's say that your friend Sam is non-binary, and they have told you that they use they, them, theirs pronouns. You might say, hey Mom, can I go over to their house today? Or, yeah, that's them over there in the yellow shirt. You can also just call people by their name, like this. I saw Kyle and Kyle's mom yesterday. So, now we know how important it is when we use pronouns to talk about people, and what pronouns we use. It matters a lot. But what in the world does this have to do with God? Well, no one has ever actually seen God. We've seen Jesus, and we can feel God and the Holy Spirit at work in the world, but we have no idea what God is actually like for sure. So, God created us with an imagination that can help us imagine what God might be like in our own minds. So everybody imagines God a little bit differently, and that's okay. And while we don't know what God's gender is, or even if God has a gender, we do know one thing for sure. We know that God is so big and boggles our human minds so much that our human words can never totally represent God. So when we call God He, it's true. And when we call God she, that's true too. And when we call God they, it's true. And when we call God God, it's true. So this week, all of our activities are going to really challenge you to think about your imagination of God. And this might bring up some questions for you. So be sure to talk to your parents, or talk to me, or Pastor Chris about your questions. Because questions aren't something to be afraid or ashamed of. They're awesome. Questions are what help our faith grow. So thank you. Thank you for being with me here this week for the Summer Activity Club. And don't forget to send a picture to me of you participating in this week's Summer Activity Club activities, so that you'll be entered to win our last monthly prize. I can't believe that the end of August is almost here. So let's enjoy these last few weeks together. This summer has been such a great journey with you, and I'm excited that we've got a few more weeks left. So have a great week, friends. I'll see you back here next week.